welcome back to our channel, Hold Those Carbs. Tonight we have a really special video for all of our new subscribers since this is a new channel, and we're so thankful to you all for spending some time with us. So tonight we are going to be answering some questions so you can get to know us. I have my daughter here, my mom, myself. We are part of the crew. And then we also have my other daughter who is behind the camera and answering the questions for us. Hubby's not here to answer questions, but we're going to go ahead and do this without him. So thank you all for joining, and here you go.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm 24 years old, and my current weight is 318 pounds.
Andy Lynn here, and my age is 45 years old. I'm about to be 46, and my current weight is 295 pounds.
Phyllis Ann, and my current weight is 304.6. My age is I just turned 64. My highest weight was 394 pounds.
My highest weight recorded, and I know I was a lot bigger than this, but I spent a lot of time where I would not let any pictures of me be taken, or I would not get on a scale. But my highest recorded weight was 349 pounds.
And my highest weight was 333 pounds. I would say the hardest thing for me is like when I get cravings, like especially during the nighttime, I so much want to just eat something really bad, KFC or something, and I would say that's like the hardest thing is when you get those late night cravings.
Well, for me, I think the hardest thing, okay, there's a lot of hard things, honestly.
Yeah.
My biggest one is not drinking enough water and being totally addicted to Diet Coke. That is so hard for me. I always have, drink more water, and that's just been so hard for me. I don't know why it's so hard to let it go. I don't know why it's so hard, but that literally is the hardest thing. Also, I agree with you, when those cravings hit, it is so hard. But one thing that I'm so excited about this diet, unlike so many other diets I've tried, because we've tried so many different diets, we've tried so many different things. I love the fact that with keto, that there are so many options if you need something sweet, if you need something salty, if you need something that's, really, really tastes good, or that's comforting. There are so many options, so that's one of the reasons I love it. But definitely the hardest thing for me is the pop.
And it's great that you can substitute things too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like anything, like pizza or anything, you can substitute it and make it keto.
Yeah, you can make a whole bunch of different types of pizza. You can make almost anything. So keto diet is awesome. We love it. Love low carb. We spent a lot of time doing low carb before we transitioned keto. So it's absolutely awesome. What about you? What's the hardest thing?
The hardest thing for me is I'm constantly hungry. I'm hungry all the time. I can just eat a meal and 10 minutes later I'm hungry. And it's very frustrating. And I'm still trying to get that under control, but this diet is helping with that a little bit. And I'm grateful.
Well, the good thing about that is you haven't been on, my mother has not been doing the low carb diet as long as we have, so we've kind of tamed our cravings. So the good thing is you're getting there. It's going to happen. You're going to get to where, you're not so hungry. Because honestly, on keto, I feel so much more satiated and satisfied than I have on any other diet. And honestly, that has been another problem, hasn't it, Jasmine? We just are not hungry a lot of the time. So we're having the opposite of what you're having right now, but you're at the beginning. So a lot of times we don't eat as much as we should. We don't have as much fat as we should, and we don't have as much calories because we just don't feel hungry. And for me, that's kind of been hard because I am diabetic. I have had some, and my blood sugar did drop, out, and I had to get something, which a couple times I had to drink some orange juice, to get my blood sugar back up. So that's one thing that I definitely have to work on. So see, there is a lot of hard things, but there's also a lot of good things. And we're going through a complete transformation on the inside. Is basically, the pounds are coming off. I've lost, I've lost a total of almost about 53 pounds so far doing this. But now transforming into keto, it's definitely been a little bit of a difference, a struggle, yeah. But I love it. I do feel more satiated. I do feel that I'm not as hungry, and you will get there. So sorry about the long, I understand where you're at, because before, when we first started, we felt the same way, where we just felt hungry all the time, but now it's better.
I would say that my favorite thing to eat before keto was definitely anything Italian, pizza, spaghetti, maybe on Alfredo, all that kind of stuff. And then after, when we started keto, definitely the taco soup and the cheddar bay biscuits. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Mix them together. That's my favorite.
My favorite, definitely lasagna. Big lasagna with breadsticks and a salad, and that was absolutely awesome. And I love it so much, I'm scared to try to make it the low carb way. That's one thing I've not messed with, because I love it so much, but I'm going to try it. But now my favorite thing is definitely the low carb chili that we came across. It's absolutely amazing. It tastes better to me than regular chili. And with the cream cheese that we added, and it's just so satisfying. It's so good. It really feels like comfort food. And those biscuits, cheddar bay biscuits, are amazing. So that's my favorites. What about you, Mom?
I have a constant sweet tooth. And so my favorite thing so far has been the key lime pie and the strawberry cheesecake.
Those are good. What about you?
Those two are my favorites. Before, my favorite was always something sweet, and I love donuts and candy and
Anything
cake.
with sugar?
Anything with sugar in it,
sugar.
I love it, and I want
Sugar
to
in the
eat it all
morning.
day and night long.
Sugar in the evening,
Yeah.
sugar at supper
Supper
time.
time.
Yeah, sugar queens, absolutely.
Different, challenging, and fun.
To me, it would definitely be difficult, satisfying, and challenging.
I would say terrifying, difficult, because for me, I'm scared of the unknown. My whole life I've been overweight, and it's just it's like a whole new transition. You don't know what to expect. Your body just feels different and everything is just changing. And another word I would say, exciting, because
That's a good one.
going into a whole different new world. So.
It is, that's right. It is exciting. Yeah, it is exciting.
My favorite place that we vacationed at is, of course, Florida, Orlando. Come on, you got Disney, Universal, the beach. You can't go wrong with that at all.
Disney.
What more do you need than that? And somewhere I definitely want to go, basically anywhere in Europe, but specifically Greece. Such a beautiful country, so that's where I would go.
For me, definitely Florida is home away from home. That's the place where we love to go, that we love to go the most. Disney, I'm Disney crazy, okay?
She really is.
If you're gonna get to know me, you're gonna know I'm Disney crazy. The movies, the merch,
If we lived down there, she probably would go there every day.
I would be there every day. I would live there if I could. I just love it. Place that I really want to visit is my husband's country of Honduras. Roatan. Islands of Roatan. They have some of the most beautiful beaches, snorkeling, swimming, and it's just beautiful, crystal clear water. So that's one place I would love to be able to go. What about you, Mom?
My favorite vacation is in Florida, and I've been to several places in Florida. I've been to Panama, I've been to Orlando, I've been to Indian Rock Shore Beach, and let's see where else. I think I've been to a couple other places.
Banana Maria,
Yeah,
Sarasota.
And I love to go to Florida. I love it. I love the beaches. I love the house that we rent to stay in, and it's got a pool, and it's, you have your own pool table and games and your own room and a television in your room, and I just love going to Florida, especially with this family. And the place I want to go to, I'm pretty sure I want to go to New York City.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see New York. I'd love to see some Broadway plays.
Me too.
And, I'd love to visit everything that's in New York. And that place just fascinates me. I think that's where I'd really like to go.
Interesting.
This may sound really crazy, but the person that has been my most inspiring is Richard Simmons. I love that man. He is so wonderful with everybody. He's smart. We should take that. I want to start doing the exercises like he does, and he's always been an inspiration for me to try to lose weight. When I was at my heaviest, he was the one that I'd watch him every week, and I would do my best to try to follow his lead. And I had a really good doctor at the time, and the doctor put me on a diet, and that's how I lost the 394 pounds. But I lost over 100, but I've gained some back. And that's what I'm struggling with, trying to lose now.
So Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons. Of
That's
all
pretty
people.
cool. I remember watching him a long time ago. Well, the person who has inspired me the most is actually in this room right now, which she's not on the camera, she's behind the camera, but my daughter Brandy has been a huge inspiration to me. We all, this whole family just really let ourselves go. I've been struggling with my weight pretty much all my life, and it's like the older I got, once I got into my 40s, I just let myself totally go. I just kind of just was like, whatever, I'm always going to be heavy, I'm always going to be overweight. So, I think we all kind of did, and we just love food. We're a family that loves food.
Mm-hmm.
When we celebrate, we have food. When we're sad, we have food. That's just been our whole, our whole thing is food. But my daughter decided that she had enough of it, Miss Brandy, and she got on a very, very great weight loss plan, and she lost almost 70 pounds within a matter of months. She just did so awesome. She was so inspiring, but I just wasn't there yet. I just couldn't go yet. You know what I mean? It had to be my time, and I do believe everybody has their time. But for me, it kind of got, it's time, and I've always, been so appreciative to her, because I just saw her power, I'm not going to say power, but I mean, what is that
Willpower.
Willpower.
Okay.
Which you are powerful, but I mean her willpower. We would bring in boxes of pizzas and cookies and cakes, and she would leave where we were, and she would take off, the toppings. She would eat the toppings of the pizza. She would eat a salad. She totally had the most willpower I've ever seen out of anybody. So she's definitely been my inspiration. And I just thought, she can do it, I can do it, we can do it. And then really what stepped us into gear, I think, to really get into it, is we just had a baby in the family. And I think that kind of definitely put me in the mindset of, I want to be here for my grandson. I want to see him grow up. I want to be able to go to his school. I want to be able to go to his soccer games and be there and, not either embarrass him or not be able to fit in the seats, to be scared to fit in the seats. So I want to be here totally for him and, for my kids. My kids are all grown, but I still want to be here for them. So, but definitely Brandy was a huge inspiration. But just having my family do this with us, it's been so empowering because we're all doing it together. And I think that's one thing we're always missing before. My husband, he goes on health kicks and he'll eat really healthy, and then we don't. So I think we all kind of inspire each other, but definitely my biggest inspiration has been my Brandy. So thank you to you, Brandy.
I would say the same thing. Definitely Brandy. She's been a huge inspiration. But becoming an aunt has been, I think, the biggest inspiration for me because I see myself I just envision in a couple years, if I stay this weight and I keep gaining it, or stay the weight that I was at my highest, if I keep gaining it, there's so many things that I won't be able to do. There for him, go to his games or play with him at the park or just do stuff here with him. When you are at this weight, you have such a hard time doing things. You don't realize everything's fine when you're younger, but when you get to a certain age, everything starts to be a little more difficult. And I just want to get to that point where when he's a couple years older that I'm able to do stuff with them. Like say, go to the park with them, just have fun with them. And I think that's been my biggest inspiration and push for him. So. My weight goal, well, I think it's so important to have baby steps and to take things day by day. And I don't want to be somebody that's like, oh, I want to get down to 150, and just go off that. I'm somebody that I'm going to take baby steps and first lose 5, 10 pounds, 20. I want to do that. I don't want to just jump right to that point. I mean, obviously, I think that would be my goal weight would be 150, around that area. But I want to take it baby steps, just 5, 10, 20 pounds. I think that's my goal.
That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good because sometimes when you are like, oh, I want to do 50 pounds, which we all want to lose 50 pounds, but it's a lot harder, I think, to see that end. But if you're like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds by this, in a month, or, some of the smaller goals, I think.
Small goals, small steps.
Yeah, slow and steady wins.
Slow and steady, that's true.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
That's what I go by. But my goal, well, I'll say my ultimate goal right now is to get down to 220. That's like my long vision goal is I'm gonna get to 220. Then there I'm gonna, refigure out what I want to do from there. But my goal before then, and I'm doing like her, I wanted to get under 300 because I've spent, 22 years over 300 pounds, up in the 340s and, so I want to get under 300. Once I got under there, I'm like, okay, now I just want to get out of the 290s. So that's what I'm doing. Once I get out of the 290s, then I want to get out of the 280s. So that's my mindset right now is getting those 10 pound increments. But something that I really want to do before the spring, which right now, or at the spring, right now we're almost out of August, getting ready to be September, but I want to ride a bike. I want to ride a bike so bad.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, being overweight, sometimes I haven't even thought about I'd ever be able to ride a bike again. But now I'm starting to see that, hey, maybe I can ride a bike. And that was something I used to love before, just get on a bike and just ride, go through the trails, whatever. But that's my goal.
I think me too, just so I can say, kind of like something that I can't wait for that you take for granted is riding rides at amusement parks.
Yes.
When I was like skinnier, I was too scared to go on roller coasters and to go on fun rides. And now that I'm like too heavy, there's a lot of rides that I can't go on at, like, we have a big amusement park around here called Kings Island. There's a lot of rides on there that I can't go on. So I think that's a goal of mine. I can't wait to get this off and be able to go and ride.
Awesome.
Roller coaster, finally.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the little things, definitely to health. Since I am diabetic, I have high blood pressure. That's stuff I really want to get under. So it's like a lot of goals into one goal, So what about you?
Well, my goal weight is 157 because I've been told by doctors throughout my life, and I had a trainer once at a health club that I only went to about 3 times, but he told me that I should weigh around 157 for my height and my bone structure. So that's what the doctors have told me, and that's what the trainer told me. So that's my goal, 157.
But now since you've shrank a little bit, after getting your 60s. Just kidding. She's still, how tall are you? 5'11" and a half?
5'10" and a half.
5'10" and a half. 5'10" and a half.
5'10" and a half.
I'm close to her. I'm 5'5", so
she's 5'2".
I'm pretty close to that.
How tall are you really?
I'm 5'5" and a half.
5'5" and a half. I'm 5'7" and a half.
That half comes in handy.
Yeah.
So always
Yeah.
use it.
Always use it.
And mom, my mom's side of the family, she's the shortest sibling, and she's 5'10" and a half, right?
5'10"
Yeah,
and a half.
she's the shortest. So they all call me Squatty because I'm very short in the family. But
And then I came, and then I took that spot. So
okay.
My sister was 6'3". My brothers were 6'5" and 6'6". So I was short.
Yeah, we have some tall ones.
My favorite dessert before I went on keto was the fudge brownie with hot fudge coming out of it and vanilla ice cream and hot fudge over the top of it and whipped cream and a cherry. That's my favorite ultimate dessert.
Can you get me my pills so I can take
Put on the
a metformin now? I just feel that sugar in my body just thinking about that.
My favorite keto dessert so far has been a strawberry cheesecake. It's delicious. It is delicious, and I didn't get enough of it when we did make it.
Well, we still have to have portion control. That's one thing a lot of people that are on low carb, and not when I first heard of low carb, I was like, oh my gosh, I can eat all I want of low carb stuff, but that is not how it is. You still have to keep your portions in.
read the labels of everything too, because
You'll be surprised.
sometimes things will say it's like 2 carbs, but it'll
that's
have
only
like
for
37
this
servings in
much.
it or something.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so my favorite dessert before low carb and keto was pecan pie. And I said pecan in honor of you. I usually say pecan. But they fight with me when I say pecan. So put in the comments, you guys, do you think it's pecan or pecan?
It's pecan.
Say it in the
pecan.
comments. Who is team pecan? Who is team pecan?
Yeah, there's,
All right,
there's
come
not
on,
two
you still
E's
my
in it.
team. So now my favorite dessert would probably be the brownies. The low carb brownies. They're fudgy, so good. They have nuts in them, and you can put low carb ice cream on them, and they're just awesome. So that's my favorite.
Oh, you stole the one I was going to use. Pecan pie is definitely my favorite. I can't think of anything that I like better than that. I mean, awesome. It's amazing. It tastes great. Best thing to have during the holidays. Wish it was like around everywhere year round.
I think we need to challenge ourselves and make
Make
a
it
low
keto.
carb.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, there are recipes. We gotta try it.
We gotta try it. And my favorite keto dessert. It's so hard. I would have to say probably those. I just love ice cream, so I'm gonna have to say probably those. What is it? What brand is it?
The keto bars.
The keto bars.
The keto ice cream
Keto
bars.
ice cream is so good. They're 2 carbs and it's just so good. I love ice cream. The vanilla and chocolate mixed together is awesome. I would say any advice I could give to someone starting out, because I feel like I'm just starting out not too long ago. So I would definitely say don't look at the scale every day. Do not look at the scale every day. It's so hard if you have a scale in your house because you want to look at it every day. And as someone who does that, do not do that because our weight fluctuates all the time, especially as women. So don't look at the weight. A lot of times it's on keto, you lose inches before you lose weight, like pounds and stuff. So I would definitely say don't look at the scale. I mean, it's good to look at the scale maybe once every couple weeks or once a month, but don't do it every day. That's what I would say.
Yeah, good answer. My best advice would be to do your research. Because like I said, there is hidden carbs. You really have to watch your portions. You really have to watch your serving sizes. And if you start this and you don't do your research and you don't know where you're going, it's just going to be impossible to stick to. Start following people that have the knowledge that you need because we all need help. I researched so much before we did this. I literally would take hours and hours looking up recipes, looking up exactly how to do the diet correctly. And also, you guys, talk to your doctors. Talk to your doctors, make sure that it's something that, your doctor says that is healthy and good for you because everybody is different. We're all eating the same, but we're all having different results. So that definitely is my main thing is, do your research and get around people that are going to support you. It is very hard. And I know that my own daughter can tell people how hard it is to, be on this diet or be on this. It's a lifestyle change. It's not really a diet for us. It's a lifestyle change. While everybody else is eating bad. So get with a group of people that are supportive. Find your tribe. Find your crew. We would love to have you guys join our community. We would love to help, and we would love for you guys to help and support us.
Any tips?
Any tips? Anything you guys have, please let us know. We're all still learning this together. But that's my best advice. Do your research. Talk to your doctor. Make sure it's good for you. And watch those portion sizes. Just do your research, guys. What's your best advice, Mom?
My best advice is to try not to get discouraged.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get discouraged, and I got discouraged at first because I missed bread and potatoes. And I did get discouraged, but I hung in there with it, and now I don't miss them like I used to. I miss them some, but nothing like it was before. And when Andrea made those biscuits the other day, that made me very happy. And I want those as often as possible. And I also like the waffle bread.
The chocolates.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll be
love
making
that.
I'll be making those sometime for you guys to see. Yeah. Definitely we have a lot of good ideas of things that can help curb those cravings. So, and then I think we have a bonus question. We were going to keep it to 10, but we have one bonus question that we're going to answer for you guys, and then we're gonna end this video. Okay, so we're going to answer this bonus question for you, and the question is, if you could go back to your past self, what would you tell yourself? What is something you would tell yourself to encourage yourself? And I would tell myself to just stick it out and don't give up. kind of like she said, don't get discouraged, because you know, life gets really hard. A lot of times we don't put ourselves first. We have families, we have work, we have, you know, other things that we're doing, and we don't put ourselves first. And I lost myself, you know, from childhood to teenage to my young adult years. I lost myself. I became a mom and, you know, a wife, and I just basically lost myself, didn't even really care for myself. So that's something I would tell myself. I would go back and I would say, take care of yourself. You know, don't lose yourself in everything else. Remember who you are, and like Mom said, don't give up, don't get discouraged, and don't lose yourself. That's what I would tell my past self. What about you?
Oh, that's hard. I was gonna say don't give up. I think something that I want to say that I would tell my younger self is that when it comes to a lot of things, age is just a number. You always get, when you get older and stuff, you always think, well, I'm getting older, I can't do this, I can't do that. But I've started to realize now, like in my mid-20s, that age really is just a number, and it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter that you can accomplish anything, and it doesn't matter when you start, just don't give up, keep going, and just look ahead, look to the future, and just think of that, you know, when you're having those days where you just want to eat bad, you just want to give in, or because you feel like you haven't lost anything, or you just have those days. Just, it's never too late to start, and that's what I would tell my younger self.
That's awesome. Mom?
I would tell myself to do it a lot younger, when I was a lot younger, because I had terrible self-esteem. And I was in counseling for that for years and years and years. And the thing that has always stopped me from doing a good diet has been just getting discouraged on not thinking enough of myself, letting everything else get in the way. And I feel better about myself now that I'm on this keto diet. It's only been a few weeks, but I feel so much better about myself. And I feel like I'm in control, which is something I never felt before. So I would tell myself to be in control and to go ahead and do it a lot younger.
That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. We're going to wrap up this video. We really enjoyed spending time with you. And you guys put in there, what would you, if you could go back in time and tell your past self, you know, something encouraging, what would you guys tell yourself? What would you tell your past self? So we thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Hit that little bell so that way you know when we upload new videos. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, hold those